You can take note of my email ID, and I am your contact person. I'll be mainly responsible for the subject delivery, assessments, assessment marking, all the communication, and everything related to the subject. Okay. And our main, uh, uh, I'd say that the the method of communication would be emails, and here is a reference or template that whenever you want to write any message, so you would be writing to myself using my email ID. And please mention your subject ID at least, or subject name, and a short brief subject that what you need your help about, because sometimes if students miss this, it's very hard for us to track them back, because at one time we are teaching multiple subjects. But if you just say this, the subject title and the short message in your subject, then it's very quick for us uh, to get an idea that what the subject, what the email is about, and where we should be looking for your issue or the solution or anything that we want to discuss. So that is a standard way of communicating using the email. All right, so moving forward, so LMS, all the subject material is available on the LMS, and the LMS link is here. You can see on the, and of course, you know that you if you have accessed this Zoom session, you are already aware of the LMS and the links, and what is available on the LMS. All the material, all the that is required to complete this subject is available on the LMS. Okay, and there would be further reading materials, but I would suggest for this subject, because we are very short on time. This 6 weeks, you would see they'd be feeling blink of an eye. So I would uh, advise you, request you to stick to the content which is on the LMS. Okay, because that would be quite sufficient to complete your subject, your assessments, and the learning or the learning objectives. Or for very brief or a small topics, you can try Google or watch some YouTube videos. But I would say that do not uh, go beyond what is available or what we are trying to achieve in this short time. But after once this 6 or 7 weeks they are over, then you would be in a better position to explore more about the programming and Python language and all that. But for the subject, I would say that because, and you're if you have time, there is no restriction. But my advice is that if you are having more than one subject in this term, and the resources or the content available on the LMS would be quite enough for you. And anytime if you need any help, any support, I'll be available. You can write to myself using email, and then we can see how I can help you. Okay, so this is about the LMS. Let me quickly show you the LMS, and maybe then we here is our LMS of subject. This is very standard on the top. Now, these are different tiles that you can use to explore various activities on the LMS. So this is the one you must have used, and you see all the links for our online sessions are available. And once our session is completed, there will be a recording available, and I'll place those recordings here, and also try placing the link for the PPT which we are just showing or seeing on the screens. So that will be available to you as well. Okay. And apart from that, we have got modules or weekly activities. Module one, module two. We'll be completing one module every week. So our live sessions, they would be focused on one module at one time every week. All right. And then assessment is an important section where you can find information regarding all the assessments, the key dates for their submission, and all that. Okay, and we will be discussing all the assessments one by one in Thursday's lab session. We'll be discussing about assessment one, what is it all about, and what you are expected to do. Okay. Uh, Ideally, yes. There is a question, should we be completing the modules before or after the weekly lecture? Ideally, you should be completing this before coming to the lecture recap. That way, it'll be easy and good for you to comprehend all the concepts we are discussing, and you may better participate in the discussion. And if you are missing on something, there are confusions, so you would be able to discuss those. There is a question for the lab session. Are we going to discuss different topics in each section? Yes, then this is, I should have discussed this. So you see that live sessions, there is uh, there are two lectures, but they are same link. So either one of you will bring you to this discussion, okay, every week. And then there are three lab sessions. One is on Thursday, that is from 7 to 9 p.m. And then there are two more lab sessions on Friday night. That is one from 5 to, I think there is a mistake, that 5 to 7, and then 7 to 9. All right. And these two lab sessions on Friday night, they are repeat sessions. Okay. Repeat sessions. So whatever we are going to discuss in Thursday night session, that is that is going to be repeated. So whatever is lab session is feasible for you, you can come and join. Okay. And recordings for all the sessions would be available. Mainly, the Thursday session would be delivered or conducted by myself, and there will be one casual staff that would be conducting Friday sessions. Okay. Any other questions or concerns regarding this? All good. So, and then apart from that, like even tonight, we will have a consultation. Sorry, excuse me, consultation session every Tuesday and Thursday, 1 hour. That won't be basically a recorded session, and that is optional. If you have any concerns, questions, and you want to discuss, you can come and join those sections as well. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can come in because literally those on your allocate plus it shows you full because there are 50 slots, and that thing comes from our labs capacity in the physical buildings. But for the online, you can come if you like. But if you have already allocated on, say, Friday night, first session or second session, you can join those. Uh, or even if you have missed on Thursday, you are registered with the Thursday one. You have missed on Thursday, you can go and join the Friday ones. Or alternatively, if you miss all of these, then you can watch recordings. So won't be a big deal. No, you don't book with me. You just join any session you like. So they are all available to you. It's not mandatory for the online instance. It's not mandatory. You can come to any session that is comfortable for you. All right. No, that's what I'm explaining, that you do not need. If you have done that, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. But if you haven't booked with Allocate Plus, that is all good. You can join any session. These two sessions are basically, it'll be always starting from, that is not repeat. That is lecture one and that is lecture two, and they'll be in continuation. I'll start at 5 and I'll finish at 7. It's my mistake. Let me fix this. I think that should have been, that is also 7, but that was a typo. I think I should fix it. We can try fixing it now. Stay 17 to 19. Okay. Save mistake. So it is those two Friday ones are same. So basically Thursday is the session, and then Friday sessions are just a repeat of that. So all right, so now let's see if our settings have been saved. Yeah, no, up session 17. It's still should have been 17 to 19. Anyways, I'll fix that. So moving forward, so there'll be two sessions. I mean, and then we'll be discussing about, as I said, that I'll be guiding you through all the assessments and their requirements. So don't panic, don't worry about those. And what else? And if you have any questions, you can ask. I didn't get the comment or the question, so you can watch all the recordings of the recaps and lab sessions in one go if there'd be not all together one go, if that is the comment. So for live session, for like this one, that will be almost a 2 hours recording for this one, and then for each lab session there'd be a recording for each 2 hour lab sessions. That will be a separate recording. Okay, so every week there'll be a recording. If you say that, I can show you from one of my previous instances. So let's see. Yes. Yeah. We go to this subject and live sessions. You see that these are the links similar to the one we are seeing, and these are recordings. So lecture recap, lab 1 recording, lab 2 repeat, lab 3 repeat, and so on. So week 2, we have main lecture recap, and then we have lab 1, lab 2 repeat, lab 3 repeat, and so on. So you would be able to see your recordings like so. Yeah, of course, yes. Uh, all the recordings would be available. If you miss, there are even certain students who said that we won't be available on the timings as specified due to their commitment, so they would be watching the recorded videos. So it doesn't matter. So basically, the lecture requirement, the attendance. is not required for your marks or assessment, but it is good that if you can join, you should join. So, but if you cannot join, the recordings would be available. So, even with the presentations or PPTs or PDF files which we are sharing on the screen, they would be available. Okay. Okay. Now moving forward, live sessions. We have discussed all these. Lecture recap. They would be on. Sorry, they would be on 5 to 7. It is my mistake. Again, yeah, it should be. Let me see if I can fix that. 7 to 9 session will be 5 to 7, 5 to 9, and they are good. And now, okay, so what next? Assessments. So assessments are, of course, a very important part of our learning. There are, of course, assessments for this subject as well. So there will be two programming assessments. Uh, that'll be each 25% marks for your final grades, or together all total of your grades, and then there'll be one final exam, that is 1 2 hour final exam, that is online exam, and there is no hurdle. There is no hurdle. You need to get all together or combine 50% marks to pass the subject. Okay. Yes, the exam is online. Yes, of course. And one important thing with the assessments is that you must submit all the assessments. So there is one statistical point that 80% of the students that failed in previous semester or semesters, they did not submit all three assessments, or they did not complete all three assessments. So two programming assessments and one online exam. Okay, so there are more chances if you submit or complete all the assessments. They are just you would, once you join that, you will know that'll be just a kind of informal discussion. I'll be there, and whoever wants to join, they can come and join and discuss any issues, any problems regarding the subject or programming, or any relevant things. Okay. There won't be any presentation, or even they are not recorded. Consultation sessions are not recorded. Uh, Whenever you want to discuss your assessment, so you can join the consultation sessions, or the better way is that you share your Python file via email, and then you can ask a question about that. Yes, lecture recap is Tuesday, 5 to 7 p.m. Yes, they are mentioned, definitely. We see once you go to the assessment section, they are there. Yes. Let me show you. At this stage, we are not sure about the. Let me show you if we have some screenshot, maybe from. This is our screenshot, but I think that I am using the wrong presentation from the previous semester. That's why everything is just out of phase. Let me show you. Maybe we have that here. Um, that is introduction to programming. Yes. So if we go to our assessment
that happened to
section,
me is
this first
because of my entry
table
into
that just
computer
shows us that
science was in a time when
assessment
IT
one
was still evolving
is
and there was
due
no
by
concept of
15th
internet at
of
that
March.
time. We were
In two
still
weeks'
using
time, or less than 2 weeks' time. Assessment two is 5th of April in week five. And assessment three final test, the date will be announced, but usually that is once we finish our this 6 weeks activity, or in term 2026 case, that is going to be 7 weeks activity. So just week after we finish our semester, all the modules, the next week the exam is usually scheduled. There are no samples, but I will try that if I can provide you access to one mock test. Okay. All right. So, any other questions regarding the assessment? Let's move on then. Yeah, very important thing that yeah, final exam would be a supervised online exam, and you would need a quite space or room, uh, and your laptop or your computer and a webcam. Okay, for that, and if you have uh, uh, lab provision, then you should also be writing to myself or the subject coordinator for the extended or those alternative arrangements. Okay, and yeah, Uh, and academic integrity is very important thing. So all the assessments here, they are all uh, they need to be completed individually. So you are not allowed to copy, share, or contract cheat and all that. So you would be writing your assessments by yourself. And if you are not sure about anything, if you think that this could be uh, fair or not fair or something, that then you can ask me about that. Okay, rather than be in confusion. So you can always contact me. Now, reasons to avoid cheating, that because uh, of course, because you are committing your time and money and resources, then why cheat? Why not to learn when you have done all the things so far? So that's why. And of course, if you do not learn properly, and then it can cause future learning difficulties, because the cheating can leave gaps in your learning process. Okay, and there are of course other like reasons, like reputational harms and so on. You know. Okay, but I have a very good faith in all of you. So moving forward now, we can take a few questions here if you like.
Can you explain things like stat exchange or tutorials on how certain functions work or how code work. Is that all right? Online stuff?
Yeah, that's what we will be discussing, of course. This is just, if we go through, we'll be discussing about, uh, even in this lecture, that what the programming is and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are following, we have just started that what the subject itself is, and then we move on bit by bit. Uh, and we'll be discussing flowcharts and then some basics of Python programming like variables and literals and statements and what else, expressions and etc.
So everything in the assessments can be derived from the lecture notes.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. That's what I said, that you won't be needing any extra resources, whatever we are discussing. And one good thing is that for assessment two, whatever we cover in week 1 and 2, that will be only discussed in assessment two. And for assessment three, that will be everything we would discuss from week 1 to week 5, that you will be discussing, you will be using that knowledge in completing that assessment.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. The lectures, they're Tuesday 5 to 6. Is that correct? Every Tuesday?
There are every week, we as your allocate plus shows you, that because this subject runs on double the pace, it is 6 weeks subject. That's why they say that there are 2 lectures. So now we are in that space. So there'll be one lecture from 5 to 6, and then I'll be continuing from 6 to 7 onwards. So there will be always 2 lectures or 2 lecture recaps, live sessions together every Tuesday.
So basically, lecture is from 5 to 7.
5 to 7, yes.
But there are 2 links. Any of those links are fine to join?
They are
They're
same
same, I think.
links. They
They're
are
same
same,
links.
yes.
Yep,
Yes.
yep. Thank you.
But because of allocate plus says so that it should be, there are 2 lectures, or one is from 5 to 6 and 6 to 7. So that's why. And if we keep 2 separate links, it'll be very difficult process to first go out of the link or Zoom session and then rejoin, rather than doing that. And because the content we would be using would always be in continuation. So it'll be always just one session, lecture 1 and 2 together, 3 and 4 together, and so on. Every week, 5 to 7, we would have a lecture. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. And there is a question that are LMS modules are sufficient for your subject completion, your are important or for your completing or attaining your subject learning outcomes and your assessments as well. Okay. Now the question is, CSE for IEP a tough or easy subject? It can be extremely hard or hard, okay, if we do not go through the teaching material, do not practice with the programming, and do not do or do not complete the assessment tasks by yourself. But if you do all these 3 things, all of 3 elements, if you complete or you work hard, you study, you practice with your coding, it won't be hard at all. Usually it is good. So everything you need for your subject, all the support, content, even help with your assessments, that would be available. So uh, you that's what I said. The first statistics, or very important statistical point for failing, is that you do not submit all three assessments. Okay. Students who do all three assessments and do by themselves, they easily pass the subject.
What do you mean? Do not do the assignment task by yourself.
It means that you cheat in you use AI, or you cheat or contract. Some students would go and ask someone else to do their assessments, assessment 1 and 2, because they are formative assessments, right? Where you have all the resources available to you. But assessment 3 is a closed book assessment. So if you haven't prepared in assessment 1 and 2 for assessment 3, of course, it'll be hard for you. That's what I'm saying.
That means I will do my assessment, no? I will do my task assessment myself.
Yes.
Okay.
This is not a question. So I'm really amazed that you would be doing your assessments. Yes. Every one of you would be doing your own assessments. Yes, there is some question from Ahmed. Wants to.
Yep. Hello. Just question for the final exam. Does it require, like, the final exam to write coding in the exam? And if so, do you need to memorize every single, like, structure, or is there, like, let's say, a reference that you can refer just to memorize?
Yeah, so there'll be a good question. There'll be two parts for your final exam. One would be MCQ part, okay, and then there'll be programs. You would need to write your programs in the second part. But of course, some students can do very good in the if they have they do practice with their assessments and with their coding. But mainly you would be writing your codes, and that would not be in a compiler or interpreter environment. So that'll be just a plain text box. You would be writing your codes, and we would evaluate on your learning of the coding and your practicing.
So it will be more like algorithm rather than coding. Like,
It would be no. If you say if you make a mistake, say you keep using the print statement with capital P or all the capital P's all the time, so that is, it means that you did not practice that. So we want to see that you missed a little bit here and there, but if you really practice, we know that you cannot miss on major things. So it is the syntax as well as the algorithms.
So
on
we
the
can't
concepts.
run the code line by line to
No,
see
you
if it
won't be able
works?
to run the code in the final exam.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
because sometimes, like, if you have, like, experience with different, like, languages, you might be confused. For example, if you need to end by a semicolon, or you need to, like, open a bracket or close a bracket, like, especially if
Yeah, so that's what I'm explaining, that if you miss a few things here and there, that's not a big deal. But if we see that there are sometimes some students who would not practice in their assessment 1 and 2, they would have hard time in writing even basic programs. So, and that's what I've explained to you, that assessment 1 and 2, they are formative assessments. It means that they are part of your learning process. They would be open book. You would have all the resources available. Even if you think that you can use generative AI, if some students, usually it is not allowed, it is not recommended, but if some students, they would go, paste the question, they would get the answer, but then they miss that. What I'm again emphasizing, they are formative assessments, are those which allow you to learn based on the constructive feedback provided to you. But the final exam is known as, or is called, summative assessment, where we want to benchmark your learning, how well you have learned, right? So that is not a part of your, in the final exam, we cannot say that now you have to learn further. Yes, you have one attempt at the final exam. Yes. Okay, so now. Yes, that is one good comment, that programming is not something that can be learned half-heartedly. So you need to be fully committed. And believe me, programming is, when you learn programming, programming is charm, and those